X notifications. The X icon is everywhere, and X is on my home screen now. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's not a bad change. It just feels like X is something that I would have cooked up in middle school.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you said it like that, because that is
Yeah.
exactly
It's
how I feel.
clean. It's clean, but it's clean for a middle schooler.
Yeah, like it's weird because I'm didn't even register the whole what's it called? Like
The Twitter stuff or X stuff.
yeah, so then when I was like opening up Twitter, or I was like trying to, I forget for what reason, I like was like, where is it? What is this?
Yeah,
and then I was
it's
just
confusing.
like, and then like I look at like my, not, it's not bookmarks, but like the quick clicks on my Chrome, and I'm like, what is this X? And then
Yeah.
like I know like some people were talking about it, but I didn't know what it meant. Like I saw like Twitter and X and a bunch of stream titles, a bunch of headlines. Like I'd scroll past on TikTok. I was like, yeah, whatever. Elon Musk. X.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal.
More goofy, right? Yeah, and then like randomly one day it just swapped. I'm like, wait, what? What is this? What is this garbage ass thing? And I remember memeing about like all the like what is it now? Is it we're not retweeting anymore? We're re-Xing.
We're
right?
Xing.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, you're not my follower, you're my ex. Like
it's weird, huh?
yeah, but wait,
I'm
so
Xing
on
all
your
over you.
oh god, oh no. On your phone?
Quote re-X. Oh, that's gonna be a weird one, yeah?
Yeah, like
Instead of retweet, it's re-Xing.
it's okay, so like like you said, like it looks clean-ish, but it's also like it's one of those things that it just doesn't feel high quality. It doesn't feel
it doesn't feel well thought out.
yeah, like the Twitter bird is iconic in a way where it's like, it's unique. Yeah, it's just a blue bird, but it's also like not.
You
know
can
what
get
I mean?
a lot of different like terminology out of that's unique to Twitter alone because of that bird. Whereas the X, you can't do the same. Maybe we can. Maybe I'm wrong one day, and then somebody's like, "Oh, I'm the right line of the X." Like maybe we get kind of crazy with it, but I just can't really see how this happens. Like at least for Twitter, the tweeting, like it wasn't there day one. Like people kind of came up with that, they ran with it, whatever. Maybe it's the same for X, but just right now I just don't know how X is going to expand when it comes to like what we call like it doesn't it
Like
still calls it
branding.
retweet. It still calls it retweet right
Yeah,
here. It's like
it does.
like no, like retweet is because it was Twitter, because of the bird, because it was tweeting. But what do we do now? Are we gonna say I'm alphabeting?
It's also because not to date myself, but like I was there when Twitter started.
I thought you were gonna say AOL.
I mean, I was there for that too.
Yeah,
but
I
like,
was in
when
the AOL days and we switched over. That was a hoopla.
But like when Twitter, I'm pretty sure when you like tweets, you'd retweet. Like that's not a new quote. Retweeting was something that came out later. It wasn't at the beginning. But I'm pretty sure retweets and liking tweets, that's a thing. So like right now, the fact that it's called X and you're tweeting and retweeting, and that like terminology is tied to the branding that you just got rid of. Like for so many things. Wait, real question. Real quick. On your phone, it still says Twitter on the app and like the bird. Oh, it does. So for me, it has the Twitter.
Here, I don't want to dox. Nothing's crazy on here.
Yeah, I mean, like do
like,
stuff with my icons.
I got X right there. Well, no, you're seeing Facebook, Nikke the Boob Game, Dragon Ball,
yeah, but
YouTube, Discord.
That's not doxing
X.
you. What is someone
X
to do
right
with your icon like layout?
They're gonna know my secret apps, man. What the heck?
I mean, I don't have much of those.
They're gonna be like, why does Sai have like 15 different Pornhub apps on his phone? And it's gonna be like, yeah, man, it's favorite category. You guys don't understand.
Fair enough. Okay, so for me, it's still there. I'm almost like, I do not want to update my Twitter, update anything in that regard, because God help me when that shit shows up on my phone. Because it's like, so when this came out, it felt um it was weird in my head. The thing that I was thinking of was like kind of like a, not a home wrecker, but kind of like a like
Yeah, Twitter the home wrecker.
well, like Elon the home wrecker,
destroying your relationship with good old Jack Dorsey, or what was his name?
yeah, it's Jack Dorsey.
Jack
right?
Dorsey. Yeah. Okay.
Or like meaning like there's the base, right? Like there's the fan, like Twitter is the user base, right? And they're in a relationship with whoever was running Twitter, the legacy of it, and then Elon Musk steps in, and he's the new stepdad. And he's like trying to cozy up to the kids, and he's just like, I'm the cool guy, and he like changes things for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, what was the like? It almost feels like he changed.
Why did we do this?
Instead of calling him dad, he wants you to call him like overlord because it's too close. Like, he doesn't want you to call him stepdad because that's like you call your dad. So he's just like, no, I'm step like overlord instead. And like it's like a weird, you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like he changed it from Twitter to X because he was kind of like, yeah, like, you know, I don't want to be working on something that like someone else before me worked on. You know what I mean? And it's like the difference between a founder and a CEO. Like, a CEO doesn't necessarily need to be a founder, but at the end of the day, companies need to move on. And just because the ownership changes doesn't necessarily mean the title needs to, right?
Yeah.
And it feels like he only changed it so that he could erase whatever past existed beforehand.
I
and
think
everyone's
he just wants
still...
to bring up the letter X, because like he names a lot of his things X. Like, he loves X. So if he really wants to make Twitter his baby when he steps into the fold, I think that's why he wanted to change it to X. Like, he's like, man, I want to leave my mark in history. He doesn't want it to be Twitter because Twitter's, you know, Jack Dorsey. He wants it to be X.
Were there not better letters? Like, I feel like W.
I don't know.
Is kind
like,
of
even
a sick
his
letter.
kid's name has like an X in the beginning, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Tesla's like or SpaceX, the Tesla X. It's like there's so many things he has that just revolve around the letter X. Like, I kind of get it because, you know, like, maybe
It's autism,
100
right?
years from now we look at the letter X and to the newer age it's like an entirely different meaning, right? They're like, oh, Elon Musk, yeah, X. Like, maybe that's it. Maybe he realizes that language is forever, so that's how he's gonna ingrain himself in history or the alphabet.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I feel like there were better letters than X. I mean, I feel like W would have been a sick
No,
one.
X is cool. X. No,
You
okay,
think X,
the middle
W's?
schoolers coming out now. X is cool. X and V.
X is cool. That's true, but like I don't know. I just feel like letters are like so simple that like in the nuance of branding, it's kind of like lost in
Yeah.
how expansive you can be. Whereas like Twitter was like really great in terms of what you could do and what meaning you could pull out. Like, people are chirping. I remember that was like a thing for a minute where people are like, you know, and even the Twitter sound. What do we do now? Isn't the Twitter sound, isn't it a bird? Isn't it like a beep, like a little?
Oh, it might be. I muted that so quick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have
get
it.
that shit out of here.
But you know what it sounds like, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
what
not
is
a
it
good
for
sound.
X? I mean, it's
X could be like a
iconic.
beep boop, right? Like a robot.
A beep boop. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
but,
mind
like,
that.
What if he straight like rips AIM, like AOL? Like, he just like,
He
because that's
brings
been
it
gone.
back.
Yeah, like that wouldn't be an awful play. When
Yeah,
you
it
really
wouldn't
think
be
about
awful.
it, there has to be like a time. Like, it's not like AIM. It's not like, what was it, AOL. It's not like they can come back and sue him for copy. Like, AIM's been dead for like 20 years now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
like,
you know who
that-
can sue?
who?
The person who Elon Musk took the Twitter handle from. Did you see that?
No, what happened?
There was a Twitter user who had the handle @X. And then after Elon Musk changed it to X, he actually just deleted that guy's account. He just took it over. That's kind of funny.
Wait, he didn't even pay him? That's crazy.
So he didn't pay him. Instead, what Elon Musk did was he sent him X merch.
That's crazy.
That's actually kind of cool. That's so boss. I kind of respect that one. I like that.
The thing is, like, he could have done that. He could have done that, right? He's the owner, right? But I would like the was 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 in the grand
Elon
scheme
Musk
of,
has the money. Yeah.
before you announce the X change, right? Because that came out of nowhere. you just go like, hey, you know, we'd like to buy this for 50 grand. And then the guy's just like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Like, and you could do it in the shadiest of ways ever. Just have don't be Elon Musk reaching out to this guy. Because if you are Elon Musk and you're offering 50 grand, then the guy's gonna be like, wait, what? No, I'm asking for 5 million or something, right? But like, if you're just Joe Schmo and you're like, hey, I'm starting a company, or I want to be I want this thing. Here's 50 grand. How many followers do you know? Like, did that X account?
I have no idea. I don't even know if he was active. A lot of accounts like those that have like very
that's true.
Not unique names, but like generic names. They usually sit on them for a long time, with like no activity whatsoever.
Easily just have like your intern masquerade as like, oh, I want to start this thing as X, here's 50 grand, and the guy's just like, sure. And then the next day you change the name to X and the guy's like, fuck, damn it. But the way Elon did it was like, let's change it, then let's rob his shit and give him a t-shirt and
I like it. I think that's so dope though.
Okay, but actually, you know what? You're right.
You know,
though.
feels bad for the guy, but for Elon Musk, I think it's a power play.
If it was an account that's not used, then I'm not mad at Elon. You know what I mean? Like, if Elon looked at the account and it was like a name made like in 2007, the dawn of Twitter, and it just has not been used and it's just been verified, whatever, so that it doesn't get deleted, then yeah, you know what I mean? Like, just
fair game.
That's fine. That's fine. In my, you know, people might disagree.
No, that's totally fair game. If you think that you can just pick up a handle, never use it, be inactive for years, and then claim it, you're stupid. No, that's gone. Yeah, that is to the wind. At least log in like once every 3 years and say hi.
So like, again,
so
I don't know the guy's situation, if that's how he did it or whatever. But I'm in a similar position, and you might remember about the YouTube thing.
I don't right off the top of my head.
So like, if anybody who's like watching this on the channel, which we might start putting on actual podcasting platforms, which we should probably do, but it's whatever. We're just
if you're listening to this on Kick's new podcast program,
do they have one?
No.
Oh, I was gonna.
It sounds like something they'd have though.
Yeah, honestly, you're right. But you know, as far as things go, welcome guys to the 50-50 podcast. If you guys notice your host Sai and Par. If you guys see the YouTube tag, you'll see @ParVision dash. Now the thing is, I did a very nine head brain move before handles was a thing, which is that when you are when you get verified, you can choose a custom handle on YouTube when you become partnered, and that line has changed over time. So I remember back in the day when I had like I had 2 old YouTubes, and both of them I had like an MCM for them, whatever, and so I was able to get like a custom headline, right? Or not headline, URL.
Yeah.
And by the time I made the ParVision one, you had to have like a bunch of requirements, because it was like MCMs aren't MCMs aren't like the major pipeline right now. Now you just partner with YouTube, which all this jargon might be lost on you. But at the end of the day, you get to choose a URL. And so I could not choose just ParVision as my URL, because there exists an account that has like 400 subscribers or something like that, and they've been inactive for like 6-7 years. But I'm assuming at the time they were able to partner up or get an MCM and get that custom URL, and they've just been sitting on it inactive for 6 to 7 years, and so I wasn't able to get it. And so what you're able to do through an HTML, which I'm kind of like exposing right now, I don't think that there's a way for them to like really, I doubt they're going to listen to this and code against it, but in HTML coding, if you just have a dash, that could be deleted, and if it's at the end, and so it doesn't get applied. So then as far as my YouTube URL, you could do youtube.com/C for the channel /just ParVision, and it works. Even though their URL is ParVision, I still get it, even though my thing has a dash in it, which is pretty fun. But then when it came to the handles, now you see it. Now you have that dash because I couldn't do anything because they also, again, though they're still inactive. What YouTube did went with the handles, if you remember, people they did it in waves. So like there was like an initial wave of people who automatically got their channel thing, and so there was like a set group, and you were able to choose it. And so like some of the people that we know, like bigger YouTubers, don't have their namesake as their handle.
That's so great. I love that. Bring them down a peg.
And, you know, some of it might have to do with how YouTube handled that situation. But in my case, they automatically gave the Parvision handle to this inactive account of like 6-7 years. And there's no way for me to reach them. Like, because a lot of people have their business email. They don't even have that. And like, all I want to do is like, yo, like, you don't use this account. Like, if you use it, fine, whatever. We could, you know, we can go our separate ways.
Just assassinate them on the side.
But like, they don't use it. I don't even know what they were doing in the first place. Like, it's just a random account.
Wait, I just thought about this. No, that could be a solution. You could dox them, find out where they live, and then threaten them, or just kill them and then go on their computer and just change it. Have you ever thought about that? Like the worst part is you'll have to wait 30 days to take over that handle because that's how YouTube works. But after the 30 days, you're home free, buddy.
I went through the legitimate channels. I asked YouTube. I was just like, "Is there any way?"
I've been watching
like,
torture videos, and I feel like we can totally get this done. When are you free?
So
hey, yo, hit me up on the DMs.
It's funny you say that because, like, at the time, I knew about the fix of the hyphen fix, and I was like, I don't want to rely on this. I don't want to do this, and so let me go through the proper pipelines and see if YouTube can do anything, because it's the X situation, right? If the account has been inactive, the thing is, like, it's not just inactive, right? The difference also is that in order to get a custom URL today, you have to be today's different, but at the time you needed 1,000 subs, like 100,000 watch hours, whatever, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And those requirements like changed a little bit now, but you still need those things. And so to me, it's kind of like, why is YouTube protecting an account that's been inactive and not partnered and doesn't even qualify for the URL anymore? You know what I mean? But they did that. So that's what I'm saying in like the Elon Musk situation. If this X account was something that existed for like 20 years and just has never been used, and it's like, you know, the guy clearly is just using it to scalp like whatever, if a company wanted to do the X thing, then it's like, yeah, it's whatever. Like, it's not the biggest deal. But if this guy was like using it and he had like, even if he had like 300 followers, but he was tweeting every day, that's different to me. You know what I mean? Even if it was just a personal account, that is so different to me. But like, I definitely, not saying that I'd be the Elon Musk in this situation, but I did see, our communities are really powerful. And so I was like, hey, like, can anyone figure out what their email is? I just want to know their email. I just want to know their email because, like, people have their ways. And like,
I have some super sleuths find out this guy's email and home address.
I messaged like Discord saying like, hey, does anyone know how I can figure out like a YouTube channel's email? Like, and
God.
I wasn't like, again, like, I clarify, I just want to reach out to them that, blah, blah. And the thing is, I could still do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could go my own way. There's so many ways to figure that out. But like,
yeah,
the hyphen thing is kind of just, it's whatever. But as far as, like, Elon Musk owns the platform. So him deleting someone's account, like, that's,
super
maybe
cool.
it's less crazy than,
you're becoming an Elon Musk supporter. Look at you.
Like, maybe I need to buy YouTube to delete their account. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Elon technically went through the proper routes. Is what I'm going at.
Yeah,
and it
and
might
plus
be
it's his
douchey.
company. You know what? I'm gonna be that guy. He spent $44 billion on this dying piece of crap. So you know what? The least he can do is take over a couple of accounts. That's all I gotta say. I'm an avid supporter of Elon Musk hopping on X and saying, you know what? F this guy in particular. I'm taking his handle. I'm sending him an X t-shirt. Boom. You know what? If he wants to do that, cool. If I bought something for $44 billion, right? And I can just take over somebody's handle. Sure, why not? And people are saying that maybe the guy with the X handle could sue Elon Musk because, you know, if he could argue that this was his job and Elon Musk just kind of took over it, he has somewhat of a case there.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Do you have enough money to go to court with Elon Musk? Even if you win, you're going to be out of your ass in legal debt. Like, there's no way that is actually a W at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, you could use it,
man.
like, I would use it towards marketing, you know what I mean? Like, market whatever. Because at the end of the day, like, the same, unless, like, no. At the end of the day, X is not, like, the best company name, right? Like, it's honestly not.
It's
like,
not good. I looked at my phone, and when I saw the X, I actually thought it was, like, some porn-related disease, like, on my phone that I just downloaded by accident. It looks like malware. And I think that'll just take some getting used to. Like, obviously, in a month, X is going to be, like, second nature to me. But X just, it looks weird because there's no other app that's just one letter. So it feels like the odd
Google,
man out.
And I was going to bring up Google because it's like, in this, unless you are like an influencer, a content creator, like XQC, right? He goes by X, right? But like, unless that's like everybody knows you by X for some reason, then fine, right? But like, as far as an app or company goes, in the world where there's Google that runs with the G and their parent company is Alphabet, like, being X isn't really a great thing, you know? And it's like, is that what Elon is going for? Maybe he's looking at being acquired by Alphabet, which is like, hey, that's not an awful route, but like,
it really isn't.
Yeah, it's not. But so when it comes to like this guy who's out of a Twitter handle, I kind of look at it like, I would have used this to be like, hey guys, I'm like, check me out at whatever new, you know, social media thing, and use that insane clout that he just gave you. You know what I mean? I would have taken that, and it's like, again, like you said, fighting a billionaire over an X, and for possibly millions, but also the millions that you're spending in time and stress, and also it's like the world. In no world is my prerogative as a normal human being on this planet to fight a billionaire outright. Like, that's just not a
legal battle.
Yeah, that's not a sane thing to do. Like, no, like, that is one
where
thing.
He's won lawsuits before. Like, no, ain't no way I'm hopping. It's like saying you're gonna hop in a ring with Mike Tyson for like I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing it.
It's just like, you know, at the end of the day,
it's not like that.
I could reach out to 1,000 lawyers, and I'm pretty sure everyone's like, hey, listen, you have grounds to win this, but you're also there's no just like, you can't fund the ground. Like, he can rip that shit out.
You could tell this to like some lawyer out there, and they'll be like, oh yeah, tell me the detail. Oh, this is great. And now who are you fighting? Oh. And then they put the paper down, you know.
Yeah, like
they go with the Mr. Beast pose. They put their arm around your shoulder. They're like, buddy, let me tell you, you need to find a different law firm. Like, we are not it.
No,
we're outside of your budget.
No, that's even the craziest part. Let's say you do find somebody. Elon Musk is just gonna buy them out. You know what I mean? Like, every
if he wanted to, he would have like, we joked about assassins. He could have an assassin just kill your law firm or you. Like what's stopping him? And here's the thing: if I was a billionaire, let's all be real here. If we were billionaires, have buku bucks, we would all have a hitman or two, right? Like, come on, like it is textbook movie shit 101. If you're rich, you have an assassin. If I was Elon Musk, the minute I hear that the former X guy is gonna sue me, kill him. Like, who cares? What, we looked up the statistic. 1.8 people die per second. We have been recording for maybe 20 minutes. Let me tell you, thousands and thousands of people just died as we were doing this podcast. And you're telling me Elon Musk all of a sudden grows a conscience and says, wow, man, this guy that's suing me, no, he needs to live. Get rid of him. Nobody's his family will miss him. But in the grand scheme of things, 8 billion people, if one more person were to die, a statistical number. If I died, sad. But guess what? Only my family and you will miss me. In the grand scheme of things, there's 8 billion people out there. It's not that big. I'm a drop in the bucket. If we were to stop this podcast right now, Par, there would be a really sad number of people. 800 people would be crying. Where's the 50-50 podcast? But let me tell you, 8 divided by 8 billion, that's astronomically low. You couldn't say the population is weeping. That's just how it is. Maybe
not over a Twitter handle, but like
hit him with the musket.
But like I feel like as far as options that this guy had, there weren't many, and what you're saying is valid. The only hope you might have is that someone wouldn't do that over a Twitter handle, because you could throw money at it first. And listen, like I agree. Like I'd be the first to send my merch out, be like, hey, here you go, and then you put like a note on the back too. It's like, be careful, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I was just wishing you kindness, and it's like, no, like, this is a billionaire. This is a
it's like if Elon Musk sends you the skull emoji, and you're like, is he laughing or is he wanting me dead? Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
I do want to temper the conversation a little bit, given that like we recently memed on so many billionaires in the Titan sub conversation. In
I
the
like
sense
Elon
of, like,
Musk. I'm a musky boy. Come on,
like
Elon, do not send them after me.
Like
I'm a drop in the bucket you don't want to disturb.
This is where they should be at, and this is where some of them are. But I do think that there is a difference between the world's quote-unquote richest man, because there's technically richer people, but we don't know about them. But like as far as wealth goes, it's like Facebook, Zuckerberg, Elon, like they are hims. They are Himothy's. You do not want to fight them. And the thing is, they are so scary that they are fighting each other in a ring because they think that's a normal idea. And it's like, and
the only people of their power level, it's them. They look around at the peak, and it's just Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. They're like, huh? It's just us.
Like at the end of the day, it's like there's weight classes, and then there's like there's bank classes and the tax bracket, and like there's no equivalent. The power scaling is crazy. Like I remember when Zuckerberg went in that tournament, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu one, and he won. People are memeing. It's like, he whispered in his ears, like, hey, you have a family, right? It's like, I know. And he starts whispering his like family's name because he has all their Facebook information, all that stuff. It's like, yeah, like, no, I'm not doing that. And then on top of that, like they're doing this fight against each other, which I don't even know if we talked about in the podcast already, but
has it been confirmed that they're going to do that fight?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've been in training. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure well, at least like
I heard they were training, but I didn't think that it was confirmed yet. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, Elon Musk and Zuckerberg said that they were going to fight each other. I think Elon Musk is who brought up the idea, but we haven't heard if they took the bait yet, to my knowledge. But if I had to go for one person or another, I think Zuckerberg has the technique. But, Elon Musk has the weight, though. I don't know. It really depends. But they are training with, like, really high-class fighters. So if they are doing it, I mean, we're going to have an actual fight on our hands. And I'm actually excited, It's like an office fight. 2 guys behind a computer finally getting up and tackling their grievances with each other.
Apparently, hey, this is a good time to bring it up. Because end of June, early July... This was like Dana White and all that stuff. They were talking about it and all that. But apparently yesterday, as of 2 days ago, there's audio saying that it's not going to happen, or they're not sure if it's going to come down. Zuckerberg told Meta employees at a company town hall that he's not sure if it's going to come together. And so that's interesting. But then we're these things, they're billionaires, they drop at a hat. But as far as the point that I was going to get at too, it's like 1 minute these guys could just be normal people, right?
Yeah.
Give them a month, throw $1 billion at any problem, boom. Like, what's stopping
that? I'd be on steroids out the wazoo. I'd have like some of the cleanest hits out there.
It's not even that. It's like we don't know what they have access to. Like I can tell you for certain, there's so many drugs that like are not accessible to us that could just insanely like rock your.
This
like
is so weird. Sorry.
What?
Look at this. Like the X notification. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
gross.
popping up, and I'm like, no.
It looks like
what is that? I was like, what's happening on my phone? It's just X.
I'm not gonna lie. That kind of looks like a
porn, yeah?
Yeah. It looks like that.
It's like, hey, somebody uploaded a new video of jacking off in a sock. You need to check this out. And it's like, brother, like I already saw all of them. What are you talking about?
No, yeah, that definitely does.
Beast
just
Boy
look
and
like...
Raven? What did he transform into this time? A gorilla?
Hey, I mean, you can find those on Twitter, right?
It's
or
everywhere.
X.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main hub for it, technically.
One minute he's a squid, the next minute he's a gorilla, and then he uses his giraffe neck to extendo in there. Like it's Beast Boy's kind of crazy.
You know what? Twitter is honestly more of a pipeline for pornography than like the actual porn sites. Now that I think about it, because like the only barrier of entry to that kind of content is like you click on the wrong hashtag and then maybe there's a blur. There's a blur behind a
maybe.
No,
it happens often.
I forget what it was. Brago was talking. I'm not on Twitter, but there's people who are resident Twitter heads, and so like I remember he went on stream one time and he was talking about this trend, and I was like, what is happening? And he described it. I was like, wait, that could just be on the feed, and like it's just there. Like if it's trending and people repost it, there's no gaps. And I'm just like,
there's another thing too with the trends. I feel like this is what you meant, but like let's say peanut delivery is trending on Twitter, and it's like maybe a really wholesome old man, like 80-year-old guy somehow delivered peanuts to his neighbor, and it's a heartwarming story. If you click on that post, if it's trending, and you go down to the comments and the replies, 9 out of 10 you're gonna find some naked woman on there, and it is just plastered at the top of the replies because everybody's liking it, retweeting, whatever. And that's just how it is. If there's something trending on Twitter, that's kind of how people promote themselves. They just put themselves into the comments, and I feel like that's what you meant. And it's like, any trending topic, go on Twitter, look at the top 10 trending, click on any one of those, look in the top replies. Like I guarantee you there's gonna be something there. And sometimes it's weird too, because like sometimes I'll be scrolling Twitter and I show my wife, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, naked bodies. Like, oh god, it's not me. Like they posted this. Babe, I wasn't looking at this.
And I remember now
Send the hitman.
The worlds collided. It was the One Piece is real meme thing.
Oh yeah. So much Whitebeard cock.
So like I don't think anyone tagged me in it, but in the Discord. So we had to do I'm not moderating or whatever. Like I can, but like I have moderators for that. And they're sending me these things. I'm like, what is this? And then that's when I found out like there's like someone in our community has like a Discord thing with an entire server prior to that meme where they had like a museum of whatever, and I was like, what the hell? And I'm just delete it all.
A collection of PPs in anime. It's like, who did this?
So I told my mods, I was like, just delete it all. Like I get it, like there's other people, other space. People wanted a not safe for work thing in my Discord. I'm just like, I don't want to.
That's so risky.
Yeah, I don't want to risk. I don't want myself to ever open it up. But then also like when other people like the thing is, it's like opting in, right? But then the moment you let it into a space, you have to kind of barricade it, right? So, and the thing is, in Discord, it's so easy for things to leak outside of wherever it belongs, and you have to moderate. And I just didn't want that, so I'm just like, just no tolerance, just delete everything. If it's borderline, we'll ask for forgiveness, whatever, right? But it's such a weird, there's no gray, it's very hard for there to be gray area. But then that's how the same thing applies with Twitter, right? Where it's like, on Twitter, there's even less of a barricade between a channel on a Discord channel or a server. Where on Twitter, it's like, all it takes is one person that you follow to just retweet it, and then I guess the algorithm will push more. Or like you said, you click on it, and then other users, or I don't know how Twitter's algorithm really works, but that, man, it's like, you would think some of that would be cleaned up, but it's such a weird thing.
It's Twitter, hard, man.
Yeah.
Plus people are already like, Twitter's just that platform. Like if Elon Musk starts dialing that back too now, it's like, oh god. Like the hate he will get.
No, and then here's the thing. So this is actually, I didn't think that we were going to talk this long on this, or that we were going to bring this up at all, because there's so many other things to talk about. But this is something that I genuinely don't know about, but like I heard about, and I've been asking a few people, and I don't know if you're aware of this.
What's up?
Twitter or X, they're paying people like an insane amount. Have you seen those things where it's like a mid-sized creator, like that maybe they have like in the 10,000s of followers, or maybe even less. Apparently they were making like 25 grand like a month in like for 2 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it was a recent thing. And like it's so
I need to tweet more.
Yeah.
Hey, 5 followers, gear up. We're about to make some money, boys.
All I'm
about to
saying
go to the
is
gas station.
There was a not to expose myself a little bit, but like there was a direct correlation between me finding out about that news and me being way more active on Twitter, because I just wanted to know like how does this work, right? And I still don't know how it works. I asked a few people and they don't know how it works. Like these people get thousands, if not millions of impressions every single tweet. And they're like, I don't really know. But like you were saying, like the X thing kind of looks like a porn thing. And like apparently the only thing that is important for Twitter and the way that they pay you out is the traffic that your tweet garners. So the traffic, the clicks, like I guess impressions is an amount, and then clicks is an amount, and then like interactions is an amount, and then retweets is an amount. Basically the amount of, and then I think the amount of time people spend on your profile is an amount, and they monetized all of those things. Apparently I have no way of verifying this, and the people who are verified creators who like reasonably should be making insane amount of money with it, they were like, yo, like I've heard about it, I've received some things, but they don't really, they were like, there's not really like a website, there's not really like an email, there's not really like a thing that describes it to you. And I'm like, that's
too new.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, yo, like
I respect it though.
But the thing is here, like this is the question, right?
Yeah.
Would it be I think it'd be an awful thing for Twitter if they monetize like that, right?
No. Wait, why?
Because the issue with Twitter right now, or prior, no, I'm not gonna say right now, I'm not saying it's an Elon thing, but the thing with Twitter was like headlines, misinformation, like just outrage marketing, outrage things, and like that was a huge issue with Twitter, where that's why it's so toxic. But also it's like now we have a situation where you can subscribe to creators, you add more to it, but you get, at the end of the day, if you start monetizing just for traffic, then you're re-incentivizing the issue of like, the reason why Twitter is such a big thing for misinformation is it's just a headline platform. You can read a headline of an article, even if you're being charitable and genuine to the thing, you can completely misunderstand what the article means unless you read it. And that's what Twitter is all about. You read like a thing where it's like 9-year-old steals car and drives it
so you're afraid of
black.
Misinformation.
And then,
and like rage baiting.
Not just that, but like now let's go to the porn thing. Obviously, all these like other not nefarious. That's not the correct term, but I don't know what to call it, but eye candy, I guess, would be the correct term, right? Like there's types of social media that's eye candy, and you have to be very careful about incentivizing those things, and that would be one of those for sure, because if it's porn, right? Like it's like that's going to get more traffic. If I literally tweet something and it's just like, my ceiling fan is dumb, and then I tweet that, and then I also tweet that, and I just have tits out, the tits out is going to get way more. It can still say ceiling fans are dumb.
People care about the ceiling fans. Everybody has a ceiling fan. I care about it.
But you get my point, right?
I'm a man. Like, I love home maintenance,
and
that's why I'm here.
It's so. Okay, I don't know what example I could have used where you wouldn't have spun it. Like my curtains, my
I love curtains.
The tab on my drink.
I just bought some new ones the other day. No, I get what you mean, but at the same time, like, I feel like that's always going to be a thing. Whether it's X, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, or whatever, that's just what sells. But at the same time, I will admit, Twitter X, sorry, I keep on saying Twitter. X has changed up their algorithm a lot in the past week, from what I could tell, and it is cancer.
Oh, it's not good. Okay.
I like it. In a way.
What's the again, like for me,
so
I'm aware of social media. I was on Twitter. I understand how to use whatever, cool, but like the day difference changes algorithms. I'm not aware of Twitter. So talk to me like I'm 5. How was Twitter before and how is it now?
I used to doom scroll a lot on Twitter. Like, I would just catch up on the tweets, and then I hit the home button, and then it's like, oh, you have like 100 new tweets you could view. Like, oh, cool. I'm like, I got nothing to do. Why not? I'm bored. So it doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't just put up like random accounts on there. It doesn't put up every like or interaction somebody you follow has, unless they retweet it or quote retweet now. So like, I just scroll to the end. I had like 5 new tweets. I hit the home button. Boom, no new tweets. Like, oh, okay. Like, that's interesting. Maybe it's mine because I updated it recently. That's why I have the X logo and you don't yet on the home screen. But yeah, it looks like they're cleaning up a lot. And plus, even with the misinformation, I feel like they've gotten faster with hitting them with the undercard that says, hey, this is fake, or this is blah, 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 this is debunked. Because those used to be a thing on Twitter, and now they're popping up more often from what I've seen. So it's like, okay, like, I don't think he needs to necessarily combat everything you're talking about. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with eye candy or the misinformation. Like, that's always going to exist. Even, like, the rage baiting or the fight videos. That's always going to be there. But if I have to give Elon Musk credit for one thing, this is a double-edged sword. It's good and bad. But when he hears about something or when he wants to do something, he'll do it immediately. Like, he won't even think about it. X, do it. Monetizing, do it. Twitter Blue, do it. Like, and the fight videos is a big one. I don't know if you remember that little drama where people were like, dude, every time I open up Twitter, it's always a new fight video. Like, what's going on here? It's like rage baiting.
Like a World Star or like a UFC?
Like a World Star. Like, you see like 2 guys fighting on the street, and then it has like a lot of views, and it's always on the front page of your thing, even if you don't follow it. And that was the thing for a minute. And they tagged Elon Musk for a solid week about it, and then boom, I have not seen a fight video in a minute. I miss it. I want to see people get slaughtered on the street. What's happening here? Like, I just want to see some random guy, you know, walking his dog and then get jumped. Like where is that content? Like, I'm missing it. So I will admit, I can't really argue whether it's good or bad, but X is changing a lot. But yeah, like I said, double-edged sword. Like, Elon Musk, he'll execute his plans right off rip. And, you know, whether that's good or bad, you guys let me know. Do you like X so far? I think it's okay. You know, it's getting me off the platform more. I'll say that. I'm on X less than I am on Twitter, and maybe that's because you know, I can't doom scroll anymore. Maybe they just gave me that hard limit. I'm like a little kid. I'm like an old man. You stopped giving me my candy, and now I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I'm actually curious how many of our current viewers are on Twitter. If you were to take a guess, do you feel like a lot of our viewers? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think Twitter's a hard one to get into comparative to like Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, even. I used to be on Twitter a lot, but like when I was like younger. But then, you know, it stopped being necessary for. Like, there was a point in time when Twitter was just like a news thing, right? Like, it was really good to get news quickly. Yeah. And then, like, if you used it right, then you were getting connected to, like, so many different news sources so quickly. There was I forget what the thing is. My brother put me onto it a long time ago, and I just stopped. Like, a news aggregate. Like, you could make your Twitter a news aggregate, and it would just be fine. But then at some point, like, the algorithm, whatever, like, also the news platforms, like, they went a different way with how to use Twitter, where it became like, we need to get eyes, we need to get clicks, whatever. Because I remember back in the day, like, it'd be like CNN or ABC or even Fox or whatever, like, they would tweet some insane thing, like a very important news, and then it would be like 5 likes or something, and it would be like super low key, but like that was back before, you know, they like completely I don't know how to frame it, but like framed all of their articles with marketing mind when it came to tweeting. And so like now I just feel like Twitter is just like a drama engine. Like you kind of go on there to be in the space of like the people that you follow, because like your favorite influencer or your favorite politician or whatever, they go at it on Twitter. Like I've yet to see like not a sane person, but like, I just feel like Twitter, whenever I think about, I hear two people and they have discourse, and then you throw Twitter into the Twitter. And if it takes place on Twitter, kind words aren't being said. And it's like, it's all about clapping back. It's all about who had the biggest burn, all that stuff. And it's like, I feel like that makes sense for Elon. Elon, you don't even need Twitter in the title. If you hear Elon fighting somebody, it's always going to be him, like, trying to make a meme out of the situation, which, cool, whatever. So that's why I'm like, I doubt, like, regular people are on. I feel like you have to be you have to be interested in this sort of thing to be on there. And it's like, even when it comes to I guess like the only valid reason, at least in our community, is you can get news really, really quickly for like the One Piece stuff, for like anime stuff. Like every single time I see breaking anime news, it's always from Twitter, which is because it's a super fast way to like get all that stuff out. And it's also not like people aren't monitoring that. It's not like Toei or whatever is like gonna strike your tweet for tweeting a leaked thing.
Oh no, they will.
Oh, they will?
Oh yeah, anime companies go ham on Twitter. Oh, they take down clips, screenshots, even some messages that vaguely mention things. They'll take it down. I've witnessed it firsthand. Hasn't happened to me, but I'm just an observer on Twitter. I don't really tweet often, but maybe I'm gonna start Xing all over you guys pretty soon. So stay tuned for that.
Hey, listen, if it's a marketing thing, I can figure that out. That's fun. But like, if the pay is that insane, that's one thing. I think for me, it's like the meta, like whatever meta they try to create. That's when I have issues. It's like, the thing is, a lot of people don't understand this when it comes to like video games. Video games get a bad rep. I know this is a weird segue, but trust me, it makes sense. It's that like, there's so many takeaways that you can get from like especially competitive video games, because it's essentially a simulated microcosm of so many different concepts. And the one that applies here is balancing. So like the best games, the competitive ones, they are really good at balancing, or they're really good at creating balanced unbalance, meaning it's interesting and it's exciting, and they change it. It's not exciting if something's bad for like, if for 2 weeks you're in a game and this one character's overpowered, that's like exciting, annoying, fun. It makes you outraged, but like if you like it, then you like it a lot. And then, but if that lasts for months and months, then you get bored, you get tired. Now it's just an annoying thing, so you change it. You change it after 2 weeks.
That's what League of Legends does.
Right, League does that, but then and other games go for a moderate take where they try to keep the thresholds here. And for me, I feel like balancing, play testing, that applies universally. That applies to everything. And when you have a company like Twitter or Facebook where you have so much data, that data is what you need to make the balancing make sense. And my issue is what you mentioned before, is like Elon has all the data in the world. And he might be looking at something comes across the thing. It's like, oh, look at this. Boom. To solve this problem, all I got to do is this. But he doesn't take into account like all the other data that he probably has in his thing. And he just kind of like goes with whatever's in his head, when he has like all the resources in the world to use that to make like everything better. And like Facebook did it at a time. That's why they became so big. And then they fell off, but they stopped caring because they were so huge. The same thing with like TikTok. TikTok's still doing it. They're gaming people's brains like insanely. And for me, the Twitter stuff, right? Elon seems to want to make Twitter his, wants to brand everything, when all he has to do is make it good. Like, Twitter wasn't in a great spot when he took it, and he said he was going to make it great, and like he thinks he is, but like he's doing it in a way where it's like, wait, like you could just like I don't know. There's so many other ways that he could have went about basically every decision he has. And now he's on the precipice of monetizing Twitter, which is something that a lot of people have always wanted. And I'd hate for it to. The thing is, monetization is such a huge step for any platform, and like the moment that happens, that completely changes the culture of like what happens there. Like the moment that exists, it changes it almost permanently, and it's hard to reverse it. And an example is like Kick, right? Like Kick started, and whether you support Kick or you like Kick, or you're a creator who's jumped on it, whatever, the opening for Kick is that they're backed by Stake, a crypto gambling thing. And you can have your qualms about what that means for the platform itself, but at the end of the day, that monetization source will stick with Kick for a long time. That stigma is there, and that doesn't necessarily affect them from a content creation standpoint, right? It sort of does, because like maybe they incentivize gambling or whatever, they don't. But on Twitter's end, it's like if they are just monetizing traffic, then that's kind of like, yeah, like I can like that could be gross. That could be gross really quickly. I can think of 9,000 different accounts already, AI, not AI, bots accounts. Boom, easily. I can be making millions off of that if it's truly and the thing is, like, I'm saying that and I'm exaggerating, but there are people who are going to take advantage of that, and that's not necessarily a good thing. I want like all these platforms to be good, because it's like you can't have everything all in one place. Like I don't go to Twitter for things I could do on YouTube, but I also would never expect YouTube to be a place that like I would go for my Twitter needs, right? That'd be kind of gross if YouTube did that. And that's why I want these other things to be good. And then like it just sucks when you just see the world's richest guy just like beaming around like he is, making the icon a porn icon and possibly incentivizing it, and it's a thing.
He's one of us.
He's an interesting one, that's for sure.
Elon Musk is just like me and you for real.
We did talk about it though. Between Elon Musk and Zuckerberg, you said Zuckerberg wins, right?
I think Zuckerberg would. I mean, right now, maybe Elon Musk goes through some like crazy training, but like if they were to fight today, I think Zuck would take the win.
Yeah, I think so too.
He just has the technique, He's won so many tournaments already. I feel like he has that repertoire, whereas Elon Musk doesn't really have anything under his belt.
And which one you like? Whose professional output do you support more?
Between the two of them?
Yeah.
Probably Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. I don't mind him that much. Like I don't really care. Like I know people hate Elon Musk because of the changes he makes and how like hasty he is, but I kind of respect it in a way. I don't have to agree with everything he does, but I look at it, I'm like, you know what? I give him my nod, right? Like he could be ruining the platform, he could be saving it, who really knows? All we know so far is that Twitter apparently, or X I should say, they have like their highest user count in all of time or something like that. Something ridiculous. Yeah. But then again, he's the one who posted it, so is it true? Who really knows? But
I mean,
if the thing is fair, like, I don't think Twitter's going anywhere. As much as people say like X is crashing and burning, X is leaving,
I don't think that
like Thread's gonna take over. I don't really think that's gonna be the case, or at least nothing has shown me that thus far. So yeah, I do think I think X is here to stay. I don't think it's that easy to kill a platform that everybody's been using for the past like 10, 15 years or whatever.
No, you'd have like Snapchat is the one that like they are the prime example of what not to do, and like
they're still alive and kicking though. I don't know how.
I mean, I use it, but the thing is, it's like they were on a trajectory to be one of the greatest platforms, period. Because and that sounds like I'm glazing them, but if you think about it, guys, like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
that's where you go to get glazed.
TikTok, all of the YouTube, all of the platforms stole Snapchat's thing, which is the stories. That is a Snapchat original thing, and the moment Snapchat got it, then Instagram got it, then Facebook story got it, then Twitter I think was the last one, or no, YouTube was the last one. I think it was Twitter and TikTok at some point at the same time, and then YouTube, but that all started on Snapchat. And when you think about that, like those for that to be a function that exists on all of these platforms, given how different they are, that tells you a lot about what Snapchat had and what they fumbled. And they also had like, in terms of monetization, the fact that they're still alive and kicking is because of how seamless their monetization is. Unlike every other platform, it's like you function on that platform, literally you have to click on every single thing, and that makes you accidentally click on these random things, and then boom, like they'll pay you for that. And it's like, is that a justified thing? Yeah, maybe or maybe not, but it's like a saturation type thing. So Snapchat, like the main thing was that they did not listen to data. They didn't listen to user base. I don't know what they were thinking. It almost seemed like they had a mole in their company from like their competitors, and the mole like completely destroyed them from within. But that being said, it's like X, Twitter, no, it's not. The thing is, like, there's no, like, Thread is there, right? But Thread is so new that they don't have any of the infrastructure yet. Like, you can't DM people. It's not its own app. They don't, like, you can, I'm assuming Messenger is going to be what they provide there, but on Threads, you can't I hate Messenger. You can't have that on, like, it's not on Threads. And so there's so many functions that it just doesn't exist. And then, like, Threads is interesting, right? But it's like, it's all about like a traffic at the end of the day, a traffic game at the end of the day. If like everyone just still stays on Twitter, then you don't really have a reason to go on to Threads. But then now, if you like, Twitter has like those spaces, like where you can have the town hall calls or whatever.
Yeah.
They have stories. They have if they're monetizing, that's the real kicker, right? Because that's the one thing about Meta platforms, is that they refuse to monetize everything for some reason, which is like the dumbest thing that they could do. Like, I get why, but I also don't get why. They could have had like an influencer platform easily, but they just choose to avoid it. Like, Instagram's such low hanging fruit, but they avoid it. And then Threads is there. I doubt they're gonna monetize that, because the Facebook, people are monetized on Facebook, but it's like it's a business to business thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, so it's all there. I'm not worried about X. I just, again, like, I hate to have an app on my phone that's like gross. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's in our ecosystem as social media creators.
It's not gross. It's just the name. I think it's just the name.
Yeah, but
it just feels futuristic in a weird way.
Going on it, because the doom scroll thing, that's a whole separate conversation, because it's like that's a balancing thing, right? Like, they have to balance it where it's like I doom scroll on TikTok, but there's like a certain limit, right? Like, how much you do that. But on Twitter, it's different, because it's like it's just reading. For the most part, it's just like reading, and it's like you could, like, if as long as you're getting interesting words, then it's fine. But as far as TikTok goes, it's like video content's a little different, interesting, whatever. But yeah, I mean, one thing that was funny, I was laughing about it earlier. You mentioned it was like a tweet goes out, and then there's like the warning thing, like, oh, this isn't like real, or something like that. I saw the craziest one, and it wasn't. I saw the screenshot, but I was like, no shot. And I was able to see the source. I think I saw it on Threads, actually. That's how I saw it, and then I clicked on it, and it took me to Twitter. I think that's how I saw it. It was that, like, this guy and girl, they were like posting like a honeymoon picture.
Yeah.
And it was like the girl's perspective, like she was tweeting it, and she's like, oh, I'm so in love with this guy. He's my favorite, he's my hubby, whatever, some lovey-dovey shit, right? Like, and he's the greatest guy ever. And then the Twitter update warning thing was just like, no, the guy was just arrested for murdering this lady.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Like, I'm not laughing at this. That's an awful
No, that's
situation.
hilarious.
I'm just laughing at that was like a reviewed, like, that's just like,
yeah,
damn. Like, Because you see like the source tweet and it's like, wish you guys the best. You guys are so cute. And then you get that update and it's like, oh my God.
I think there was like a story. It wasn't just like he murdered her. Like there was like an entire story behind it too. Like it wasn't just like,
and it was in the update too,
yeah,
right?
It was in the update thing. I love that. That's so cool.
And the update was longer than the tweet. Like there was a tweet and then the picture and then there was like a paragraph, like gray text, fine legal terms. Like, guys, enjoy the tweet while it lasts, but I'll let you know on a little secret. This guy killed her, and that's the tea right now.
That was kind of posted as a meme though. It wasn't like, I don't think that was on her account. It was like somebody else posting like an old picture of them together. And then I think whoever posted it wanted the update to be there.
I think it was like the girl tweeted, and then that tweet with the picture was like the picture that a guy tweeted.
Yeah.
Then
like
that
a screenshot.
Yeah, and then that tweet had like that tweet wasn't necessarily negative from what I remember, but then the update, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. See, that's how you keep. I would, that had me go on Twitter more. I'm gonna be real with you, like. Well, I'm looking for those updates where it's like people tweet fake ass shit and then Twitter to clap back at them. That's legit. You know how dope it... No, hold on. You know how dope it would be if YouTube did that? Some stupid ass video, right? And then YouTube is just like, well, actually, this shit is... Oh my... I need that.
I typed in murdered girl on X, and I didn't get that article, but I got something entirely different.
Okay.
You know, with that being said, you know what else is entirely different? This episode and how we're ending it, because we're ending it right here.
Thank you guys for tuning into the 50/50 podcast. This is episode 1. Every episode is episode 1.
The X episode. 10.
Yeah, 50 divided by 50 is 1. So there's only... We can only have
Yeah,
one.
you can only have one. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
You really... Can you count?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. Well, that being said, hey, catch you guys later. Peace out.